everybody. This is Sean Colleen from Pulling It Together, and today's a very special day for us. It's our
Nomadaversary.
1 year. We've been on the road for 1 year now, so we thought we'd sit down and talk about the year and the good, the bad, the ugly, the great people we've met. So, Sean, do you want to start off with our favorite places that we've been?
Yeah, we couldn't narrow it down to just one. We have several favorite places. We really liked Grayton Beach, which is kind of in the Panhandle area of Florida. And I think it's probably the nicest looking beach in Florida.
I think it was my favorite beach out of every beach in all of Florida, including the Keys. Number one.
Next to the lovely little town of Seaside.
Yeah.
And I would say we also really enjoyed a few places in Michigan, such as the city of Houghton.
Yeah, that was a cute little campground operated by the city. We just loved it there. It was right on the water. You could walk to a little restaurant and stuff. It was fun. It was a cute little town.
Yeah.
Nothing big, nothing major, but it was a cute town, and we really enjoyed our time there.
And also in Michigan, we went and visited the Sleeping Bear Dunes National Park, and we discovered a little town called Glen Arbor, Michigan there. That was very nice. Cool place to hang out.
I think if we go back to Michigan, I would like to see if there's a campground close to Glen Arbor, because it's just a little tiny town, and you could walk everywhere, and we just really enjoyed our stay there.
Yes.
And, I mean, we didn't stay there, but we just were there for the day, but it was really cute and quaint, right on Lake Michigan.
Yes.
Which was beautiful. So maybe if we go back, maybe there'll be a campground close by that we could stay at.
And really, if you're talking about a very unique place in the United States, I mean, it's hard to beat Marathon, Florida, Isla Mirada, Florida.
Yeah.
I mean, the Keys are kind of probably one of the more unique places that we've ever seen. It was our first time ever there. And of course, wintertime was the best time.
Yeah. And we loved Marathon, so many cute restaurants. And you went fishing there a few times.
Yeah, fishing's good. I mean, I had better luck from the shore than we did going off on the charter boat, I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very clear water, white sands. I mean, it's hard to beat it.
Yeah. And my cousin and her husband live in Marathon, so shout out to Janelle and David and Castaway Restaurant. If you're ever in Marathon, stop by Castaway, an amazing restaurant. I think we ate there 3 or 4 times. Yeah. So really good breakfasts too, by the way. You want to go to the next one?
Yeah, we had various problems came up, and we were able to overcome them. Some of them easier than others. I would say that in Michigan, we had a heck of a time finding a veterinary office that would take our cats, because we weren't regular customers of theirs, regular clients.
And that was up by, where was it? It was right before you go over the bridge. Mackinac area. And no, I think I called 10 or 11 vets, and they're like, oh, if you're not a normal patient, we're not taking new patients. Maybe they get tired of the tourists in the area. I don't know, but by probably the 8th call, I was bawling, crying. I just thought my cat had an ear infection. I wasn't asking them to do a surgery or anything. And, you know, we had to go up into the UP, out in the middle of nowhere, to find a vet that would take us. So I was thankful for them, but very disappointed that they kind of just shut off their services.
Yeah, we were kind of surprised, because it's a big tourist area up there, so we're kind of surprised at that.
But we did have a great vet in Dade City, Florida. It was just amazing. Love, love, love him. Dr. Blakely, just great vet, and he was very willing to help out our one cat. He diagnosed him with hypothyroidism. So I didn't expect that we would have a hard time finding a vet.
No, didn't expect that.
No.
We also had some emissions problems with our truck. We have a 2021 Ram Dually diesel, and we had a lot of, especially in the Keys, we had a lot of problems where the truck was actually down for a few weeks it's a long story, but we had to hire a service to tow us from one spot to another.
Twice.
We had to
rent a truck that had a hitch.
Eventually, yeah. I mean,
it was hard to find.
It was quite the. We had a flat tire at one point. Not too bad. Kind of one of our smaller problems.
Yeah, we were lucky. We were able to pull right into
and by flat
campground.
tire, I mean the trailer tire. So we realized that even though our tires weren't very old, they're about worn out. So we ended up having to replace all of them in the end.
Yeah, and we were getting to that point anyways. We were pretty close, but I think something punctured it, and But you were prepared.
Wasn't
you had
a
all the
blowout,
stuff you
just
needed.
a regular old flat tire. It wasn't anything super dramatic,
but you were prepared for that too.
Yep.
We'd already changed out the lugs to solid steel or whatever lugs, and you had all the equipment you needed, and your sockets all labeled. So it wasn't horrible, and everybody was very nice, and they stopped by. Do you need help in the parking lot? So I mean, as things go, it could have been way worse, but it wasn't. So.
And early on in our travels, we were down in Guntersville, Alabama, and there was a really nasty lightning storm. And after that, crazy things started happening. Like our awnings would randomly, you press the close button and they would open, and one would come out and the other one wouldn't, and all sorts of strange
Or you press one button and they both came out at the same time. Yeah, it was bad.
So eventually we found out it was a $550 circuit board known as the One Control Board.
Yeah.
And once we got it in the mail, it was pretty easy to install, but it was still a pretty good chunk of money. And that was kind of an unexpected problem we had to figure out.
Yeah, but Lippert, I would say that we called the Lippert hotline or whatever, and they put us in touch with the One Control guys or whatever, and he ran us through try this, and he's like, hold on, he's like, I think your board went bad. Were you in a lightning storm or something? But they were really, really good. And then when we got the new board, we bought it from Grand Design, and they had already pre-programmed it. But I think we had to call Lippert one more time, and they just did one thing or something with me over the phone.
Yes.
But they were amazing to deal with.
Yeah.
Very, very patient, because you're like, hold on, I got to take all the screws out to get to the control board. Just really great people.
And just for info, we did have our EMS system hooked up, and it made no difference. Somehow the lightning storm fried it anyway, and it never triggered anything and never protected us. So good to know.
I don't think it came through the electrical box.
It may not have. Yeah.
Oh wait. As far as favorite places too, I know I'm going back. Was it Springfield, Illinois, where all Lincoln's buried, and the Lincoln Library
and Lincoln Tomb.
What I said, where's buried?
Tomb, yeah.
But definitely, we just stopped there overnight, just thinking whatever. We just need a break from driving. I didn't know that it had so many amazing things, and we took a tour of the Capitol. So, highly recommend going there. Everything was free, which was fantastic. We ended up spending a few more days there.
Yes.
So, that was another favorite place I forgot.
Yeah.
I know we planned, and then, that's what you get when you're 55 and you're scatterbrained.
Other than that, we ran into an issue at the Tampa RV show where they said we're going to have electricity hookups at the Lippert Scouts meetup, and they just didn't show up for a couple days. So
it was like the RV show, people didn't get it going in time.
And at the time, we just had 2 lead acid batteries, and we were like, man, if they go below 50% power, we could lose our batteries, and so we were stressed for a while, but some people helped us. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, but I mean, we didn't know, if our batteries go below 50, then they're shot, and we didn't want to rely on other people, and we couldn't leave because we were kind of boxed in at that point.
Yeah.
So, that was a little, helpless feeling.
And it was a little bit of a lesson that kind of segues into what we eventually did with getting solar and lithium, and we'll talk about that. But a lot of pleasant surprises along the way, the Lippert Scouts meetup that we just referenced in Tampa turned out to be a very positive experience for us.
Man, we've been to other rallies.
Yeah.
and I didn't know what to expect from this one. I was like, oh, we want to go to the RV show. We'll do it with this group of people. It's always better with other people. We didn't know anybody. And I want to say, like, I came away from there with friends, and everybody was so kind and so amazing.
It was like they knew you all your life, really.
Yeah, and supportive. And I just want to shout out to, like, Kathy and Paul. They let us borrow their generator, which was amazing. And at last, just us, Michael and Cindy, you guys were so helpful to me and so kind and so caring. I feel like we're friends for life. Blessed to RV, Lupe and Philip. We even met up with them later when we were in the Keys and went out to dinner. That was so nice just to have a friend. You know, it's hard on the road, but they're full-time RVers too, so it was just a really good, like, friendship that we made there. Enjoyed the Sunday. Jason and Michelle, we just kind of all clicked. Everybody was super friendly and nice, and just loved them. And then Ty and Brenda Bell, they, I think, were the wagon masters for the Lippert Scouts meetup. They were just over the top kind, and they cared about everybody, and they did a great job on the meetup. So I just wanted to shout out to those people. There were others, but they stood out to me, that I think we've made lifelong friendships, and that helps when you're on the road, especially your first year, because you feel like, I don't have neighbors anymore. There's, you know, you just feel kind of disconnected. So that was just a wonderful surprise.
And we found out that Florida state parks are our favorite state parks so far. We've been to a whole lot of states. Been to stayed a lot of state parks, and they have large sites. Their equipment is squared away.
They're kind of like all new looking.
Yeah. Very impressive.
And I don't know if it's because maybe they have a lot of hurricanes and things get destroyed, so they get rebuilt better or something. But amazing state parks. Florida, A++.
We also found out that a lot of our country is very rural. You think about some of these states with big populations, like Florida, Michigan, some of these other places, and really you can drive for miles and miles with nothing but farms and open land, forest all around you. So traveling to some of these places we haven't been before was a very pleasant surprise in that regard, I would say.
Yeah. And another pleasant surprise was I saw on Facebook come up that they were going to interview for Serve Ambassadors. That's Lippert Serve Ambassadors. It's just like to head up volunteering events and for other RVers to get other people involved. You don't have to be full-time, but for us full-time, it sounded like it was going to be a good fit, because we kind of miss giving back and finding the opportunities to give back. You're kind of just out here floating around. And so they chose us to be Lippert Serve Ambassadors for this year. And that has been a pleasant surprise. Just another way to connect and group with people, and give us something to do that's not just focused on travel. It's, you know, you go through these tiny communities or the big communities in a way to say thank you for all the services you have, and just giving back to the local people. It's been a huge blessing, I think.
Yes.
So.
And some people want to know, like, what would we have done differently if taken off on the road for this year? And I would say that we probably kept too much stuff in storage. We probably, thinking back, there's probably some things in storage.
It's probably all you.
Yeah, some of it is probably me, but there's some things that maybe we could have gotten rid of and pared down a little bit, because we're going to have a lot to unpack when we come off the road.
Yeah. So we just rented our house and we put things in storage, you know, like furniture, my grandpa's dresser, different things I didn't want to get rid of, family photos, just things that I didn't want to have to start all over. Yeah. You know, because I'm sure someday we're going to come off the road. I don't want to have to start over with a dining room table, and or just some things that it took me so long, or us so long, to acquire and accumulate and But then there's some things we probably should have pared down a little bit more.
Yeah.
Towards the end, we had extra room in the storage unit, so we just started shoving stuff in. And I'm sure I'm going to be very angry at myself when we come off the road that I have to go through that stuff again. That's not good.
Yeah, and other than that, it's small things like we didn't realize how much hard water there is at these campgrounds. A lot of them are on wells or out in rural areas that don't have the best water treatment or what have you. So we kind of wish we would have gotten the water softener from the beginning, as we ended up having to buy one on the road. No big deal, but just one thing we made note of.
And the Acuva, we got the Acuva like 2.0 or whatever, and that kind of purifies your water with blue light or something like that.
UV light.
UV light. Yeah. And that is just so convenient. I get so tired of the water bottles or the Brita filter and trying to filter the water all the time, and it took up so much room in the fridge.
This is less of a hassle for sure.
This is just so nice to have that, and just makes your rig feel more like home, just easier, just like, oh, we have running water that we drink and it's not a problem, even if it comes out of your tank. So what do you think we're going to do different moving forward, like this next year?
I think that we're definitely going to try to boondock more, because we do have solar capability now. An outfit called the Dry Campers installed it. They did a great job. They put 1,280 watts of solar on the roof, 4 different panels, 2 lithium batteries with 230 amps each. And so far in our trial runs, we've been able to be off grid for a little while, and on our drive days, I mean, we end up coming back to full power just with the sun power alone. Yeah. So I think it's going to expand our horizons a little bit for sure.
Yeah. And we got a boondock to help pay
for it.
Pay for it.
Yeah.
And we also got a residential refrigerator. So that was like an amazing thing to have put in. So that just right there is going to change my outlook for the next year, because I'll be happier that I have more room and things aren't going to freeze or heat up. So.
And, being in that bind, at the Tampa RV show where they didn't hook up the power, we'll be a lot more self-sufficient. We're just lucky we had nice folks around that loaned us a generator to get us back charged up. But, the emergency situations, it's hard to put a price on that.
Yeah. Yeah, at the campground we're at right now, we're like, can we come a day early? They're like, yeah, but a transformer blew and we don't know if it's going to be ready to go or not by the time you get here. We're like, not a problem.
Yep.
That just right there was just so nice. Yeah. It just made us feel a little bit more self-sufficient.
Yeah.
I think we're going to stay at places longer. Sometimes we'll move like every 4 days. And I mean, it's fun. We love it. But I just can't be a tourist again for another entire year. I would like to have days where I just stay home and cook, or I do a hobby, which is cooking, but just some like more plain days.
I could practice my karaoke skills.
There you go.
There's that.
So I just think having kind of some more plain days, and along with that, I added this that he doesn't know. We need to like have a routine. Like our routine, we have a routine. It's like lazy, easy, drink coffee for 3 hours.
Like a good exercise program, for instance.
Yeah. Like I think we need to start exercising and like not just waking up whenever we wake up. Like actually waking up and saying we're not going to drink coffee for 3 hours and look at our phones and answer emails and stuff. We're just going to, that gets an hour. And now we're going to go exercise. I think moving forward, either that or we're going to be like another 100 pounds heavier each, and our payload's going to be maxed out, and that's not going to be good either.
Yep. And it's a small thing, but we kind of figured out that a lot of the laundry facilities that they have these campgrounds are not the best. They're older machines that don't really clean your clothes or dry your clothes very good. And a lot of times they're taken, whatever. it seems like we've had better luck. That's a lesson we learned. Just going to the laundromat, filling up, 2 or 3 machines, as many
The
as you
big
need at
machines,
once, or a big machine that can handle everything. And they're faster. They tend to clean better. And
they dry better.
Getting it done. So
yeah, they definitely dry better. We've been to so many RV parks where the dryers don't dry.
Yep.
And the stuff's been in there, and it's not drying. So yeah, it's kind of a pain to leave the park and go, but it's better just to have it done than to be messing with it for hours. What else?
Yeah, I think that we talked about too, like, our fears when we're out and about. Like, Colleen tends to fear, like, some of the weather events that happen, like the tornadoes, the straight line winds. All those things can be significant threats for sure.
Hail.
Those stress her a bit. To me, for some reason, I'm more stressed about some of the driving aspects. Like, what if you get lots of these folks that'll pass you on the wrong side of the road on a 2-lane and they barely get over in time. I always think worst case scenario, what if they can't get over in time and there's a head-on collision right in front of us and someone gets hurt.
Or people, for some reason, they think that if you're on an on-ramp to a freeway, you slow down instead of trying to speed up to the speed of the freeway that you're driving on.
Yeah.
And so that we end up trying to play chicken with these people instead of them speeding up and getting on the freeway like a normal person. They slow down, and then you're like, you feel like you're running them off the road. You can't change lanes at that point usually, and
they don't realize it takes you a little longer to stop. So,
the cutting, everybody cuts us off.
Yeah.
And you're like, we take longer to stop, and but I do worry. I wouldn't say worry. I just try to be prepared for bad weather.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say, like, if we're at home in our neighborhood that we knew and something bad happens, I know my neighbors and I know where to go for safety or whatever. We've been at some places parked that there is no bathhouse to go to. There's nowhere for us to go unless we went and got a hotel room. But if we chose to try to just ride out the storm, we didn't think it was going to be that bad. But if there was a tornado warning, then there's nowhere for us to go. We were at one place and there was a tornado watch, and I'm like, there's nowhere for us to go. I don't know where to go. And then we woke up the next morning and we realized there was a fire station within walking distance, and we could have probably have gone there if we needed to in an emergency, but we didn't know. And that kind of bothers me some, that you don't kind of know that kind of thing. But I mean, it doesn't stop us from traveling. We don't lose sleep over that stuff. We just try to prepare. But
so even with all that, even with the problems, even with everything, how do you feel after
1 year?
1 year.
I love it. I feel more confident in the decision that we made.
Yes.
To go full time, because like the first 2 weeks we were sitting outside. We were still like trying to find a home for everything and kind of stationary, just finishing up the doctor's appointments and stuff. And we're sitting outside one night, and I just like had a little panic attack when I looked over at the trailer, and I'm like, that's all you have. That's it. That is it. That's all you have. And I was like, whew. Now I was looking, we were sitting outside about 3 nights ago, and I had that same feeling, but it was comforting. Like, that's all you have. Like, that's it. And it's enough. It's good. It works. You're like,
I would say our stress level is less than when we started, because we become better at backing into the spots, directing. She's better at directing me in. I'm better at driving. We know we have overcome those problems, and that makes you have more confidence as well. Things have broken in the RV, and we've been able to fix them, or we've been able to find someone that has the expertise to do what needs to be done, like the dry campers putting in their solar,
and the guys putting in the fridge
Yeah.
and everything. Yeah, I think our confidence level just in the decision and our abilities is much greater.
Yes.
We definitely think when we decided to go full time, we made an agreement. Like if we're gonna pack up the whole house and rent it out, that I wasn't doing that for 1 year. That was way too much work. So we decided like 2-year minimum. That was an agreement that Sean and I made, and we already have this summer kind of planned out in our head. Next winter a little bit, fall planned out in our head. Then next summer after that, like rough plans. So I don't know when we'll come off road. It might not be our decision. You never know. Things happen. But so far, this is working for us. We travel with 2 cats. They turned 15 this month. And they've been doing really well. Like I said, even though we had to get them on medicine and stuff, they've been troopers. Thank goodness they haven't gotten out the front door. Well, one time I caught him by his tail, but so as long as things stay like we're healthy enough, everybody else is healthy enough.
Price of fuel doesn't skyrocket too much.
Yeah, we always have renters for the house. I mean, not everything is in our control, and that's fine. That doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, we're kind of a roll with the punches kind of people, but I would say that we're going to be out for a little while.
Yes.
We're enjoying it.
We already have a lot of big things planned for this next year coming up, and so it should be
Are you
good.
still having fun though? Like
I am.
Yeah.
Yep. Always learning new things and seeing new things.
Yeah.
So.
And I would say that we meet a lot of people that go, "Oh, I always wanted to do that. Oh, that was my dream," and they never got to fulfill it. They never got to live it out or try it.
We're very fortunate.
So when people say that, I kind of just like hope that we're fulfilling a little bit of that for them. Maybe just through a video that we put out or a post. Maybe they just live a little bit vicariously through other people for their dreams and stuff, But it kind of makes me sad that there's a lot of people that we talk to that wished shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Yes.
So, is there anything else? I think that's about it, though.
Yeah.
So, 1 year anniversary, we made it. You didn't kill me. Definitely, we made it because he's a very patient man and
I'm
very
sorry
wise.
about all the things I said when we were back in the trailer.
So, he's very patient, very kind, and loves me a lot. So that helps. That helps a lot. You do have to forgive each other a little bit quicker because you're in a tight space, But I don't think we fight that much.
No.
I mean,
no.
What we're going on?
This is
30,
we're basically
36
living
years?
in a tiny house on wheels, and we still get along. So
yeah, I mean, we've been married. This will be 36 years this October, so it's not like we aren't kind of used to this. But I think this is one of the biggest adventures we've ever done.
Yes.
We moved from Southern California to Northern California, and people are like, "How'd you pick the spot?" We're like, "Not the big spot, not the small dot on the map. We just picked it and sent out applications, and didn't know anybody, didn't have family, and we moved there. And then about 10 years later, we moved about 2 hours north of that into California and didn't know anybody, didn't have family. Then when you retired, we moved all the way to Tennessee, and people are like, "Well, did you have family there? Did you know someone?" And we're like, "Nope."
Nope.
So we're I guess we've kind of always been on our own and done our own thing. And so I guess this is just kind of par for the course for us. This isn't like super crazy, but I think this is the most adventurous thing we've ever done, I think.
For sure.
Thanks for watching, and if you could be so kind to like this video and follow us, that would be nice. Well, thanks for watching. Bye, guys.